my name is Jesse Rao. I'm running for the Christian Heritage Party. We're out here in the prairies in Alberta, where I grew up on a farm just up on the hill there. It was a huge privilege, just a wonderful privilege, wonderful experience growing up out here. Listen to coyotes sing and chasing badgers and catching owls. Just a really wonderful way to grow up. So, you know, I've got a huge sense of what it means to be free and independent from being out here. I stand with the Christian Heritage Party, who stands with the family farm. You know, we encourage incentives for farmers to be able to produce their food for all of us in a ethical, environmentally friendly way. The family farmer, he's got a heart in what he does. He loves it. It's a passion. It's beautiful for him. So he's a good steward of his environment, and he's ethical to his animals. People want that. And that's what we support at the Christian Heritage Party. Growing out here was a wonderful experience. I've ridden horses on almost every inch of land out here. All the trails, all the roads, including with dirt biking and quadding. I've shot many gophers that have tried to take over the property. These farmers, they're miles from each other, and we all work together, borrowing each other's equipment and helping each other out when we are on vacation for feeding each other's animals. It's a beautiful community. These farmers, though, they're by themselves if the wrong people show up at the door. So we at the Christian Heritage Party, we really stand by people's unalienable natural right to be able to defend themselves and their families from people with the wrong intentions. Evil people are unfortunately out there. And out on the farm on a prairie night in the dark with the coyotes howling, it can be a bit intimidating when you see lights driving down your mile-long driveway towards you. It can be a bit intimidating because you don't necessarily who knows who that person might be, and you can't call for help, at least help that is close by. You're on your own for a period of time. So the right to defend yourself and your family with firearms and to be legally safe to do so is an important right that we should have. I really believe that it is important to start electing politicians that aren't really politicians first. I grew up out here just on a small, simple, beautiful farm. My dad is a teacher at the local high school that I went to. And out here, you have almost like a softer heart, in some ways a big heart. The farmers out here, when they say yes, it means yes. A deal is a deal. People's words can be trusted. You live out here your whole life, and the tradition often is that you pass over your farm to your kids. So you want a good name in the community that you're around, and it's a small community. So everyone knows you. Everyone knows my teacher, everyone knows my name out here. Everyone knows Mr. Gagnon and Mrs. Kent, also a teacher at the small school back here in Bicycler. And so your word is very valuable, it's very important. To find politicians that come from the right background is just a wise thing that we need to start doing. People that don't have an ambition to be a politician. When I was asked to run for the Christian Heritage Party, and they told me that they would nominate me, there was a few guys calling me, really encouraged me to go in this direction. And I just said that that's just not for me. That's not my desire. But later on, as I thought about it, I realized that I had a very special opportunity to be a louder voice for victims, for people who are wounded and hurt by sleazy politicians. So to take that opportunity and to stand for what's right, Canadians want what's right with their families and their freedoms and their independence. They want that, and they keep hearing that, but they're not delivered that. Politicians that should before being elected and supported, they have to have something in their history, in their background. These days, they have to have something where they have shown that they are truthful to their convictions and their principles, that they have suffered and risked and sacrificed, at least in some way, for standing for what's right. There's plenty of opportunities in life to do this. And that's what we should be focusing on, because that's the only way you're going to know that you potentially might have the right character to elect and trust in office. So, I love you, buddy.
I want to get down.
Okay, get down. Go throw some rocks in the water. Go. So, with myself, I've had to take that sacrifice and risk for standing for my personal beliefs and convictions and freedom of conscience and freedom of peaceful assembly. And I suffered by missing out on a firefighting job where I was told that they wanted me, but they couldn't hire me specifically for that reason. And I've also lost the Calgary transit job. So 2 cushy jobs that I was totally content to be in, and I had a bright future. But it's not worth losing, worth losing your integrity. Where are men with integrity? You can have a politician that says he's, you can say all the right things, but where truthfully is the integrity? Where is the proof in the pudding? So I'm here with my wife, Jenny. She is so beautiful. I cherish her. I love her so much. And these are my kids, my boys, Isaiah and Uriah. I want to pass on to them things that I have gained from Canada and growing up out here. That, the confidence, the identity, the ability to stand up for yourself and not be a follower. That your word is your word, that if your neighbors are counting on you, relying on you, that you'll come through to them. I want to pass these deep things onto them, that life isn't about striving and scratching your way to get to the top. It's not about competition and having the biggest house and the fastest car. It's so much more than that, that the richness in life comes primarily through the kind of person that you have grown up to be. So I want to pass these things off to my kids. And I'm concerned because the pressures in their culture that they're growing up in, it's overwhelming with drugs, violence, sex, and they're not even going to be, with the bills being passed right now in the government, they're not even safe to go to the washroom. We're going for a 3rd child. I might have a daughter. Or never mind that, my wife, she walks in the washroom and she's gonna be followed by some guy that is very confused about his sexuality, following my wife in the washroom. And I'm not able to defend her legally because he's legally allowed to do that, to follow my daughter into the washroom. My kids in their school, they're gonna be a part of a school culture where the kids that are in the sexual confusion are putting pressure on the teachers to teach the teacher nights, they call it, teach the teachers. My dad was a teacher. He knows that that's a threatening environment to be in as a teacher. It is not a safe environment. The kids cannot be pulling the teachers around and what to think and believe and say. Right now we have a culture where some of the most honorable people in society, the police officers and the teachers and the doctors and nurses, they should have some of the biggest voices in society. They are right on the ground level with people. They got so much real knowledge, real wisdom, and yet they are silenced for fear of losing their job for speaking out about important social issues. Worse than that now, they are now pressured to promote social issues that they're not a part of. So, it basically comes down to, like, when you can't stand for something in your personal life, never mind your job, and take a stand without being crushed for your opposing views, then it just gets worse. It doesn't end there. So, oh, I love you. So we need to start fostering an environment where police officers and firefighters and teachers and politicians, these noble people, are allowed to speak their opinions in society without being fired for losing their job or speaking on behalf of the department on this social issue. Just give them the freedom to defend us, to stand on guard for their country. Otherwise, what happens is you have everyone from even bus drivers who are not going to be the kind of people that are going to take care of you when it's late at night and you're late for your bus and you don't have a bus ticket. You know, they're not going to be the people with the right integrity and heart for humanity, because the people of integrity and conscience and character and heart are being slowly pushed out of the public realm, dealing with the public, because there's pressures on them to support filthy agendas and immoral ideologies. Come on, bud. Hey, buddy. Good boy. Over the ridge, and through those cow guts, there's a fence behind the cows. There's another little valley with another My name is Jesse Rao. I'm running for the Christian Heritage Party. If you vote for me, you can trust that I'm going to do what I say I'm going to do. God, keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.